connote, we the help government in sustainable development, but basically we target group now women then of childbearing age and pikin then. Specifically, life they begin at conception with woman don't get belly. It take 9 months before a born that pikin day. Sometimes in health and what they eat, it can interfere with the proper growth of the pikin. And also when born the pikin, by the time they reach 2 years, things like malnutrition, things like diseases of immunization where they affect them, like measles, like polio. If the parents then and the government, they were body people then, not able to take care of them picking any, the life not go save. Now that make in Salone, we get high maternal mortality and infant and under 5 mortality. So focus 1,000, 9 months of the pikin waiting at the belly, and 2 years where they don't born the pikin, that all they add up to 1,000 days. Now that make we say we focus on mama and pikin then in the 1,000 days of life for ensure their survival and development.
Focusing on 1,000 days of pikin for survival, what's in our interventions then in this survival attempt to unadi or wuku unadifa?
With like I don't say with the assist support government in making sure say we sensitize the public for utilize the services that we government they give. So we have what we call community engagement. Because even if government give all the facilities we suppose for they, now the hospitals as well as the health facilities, if the people then for which government they provide these facilities then not utilize them, then it not benefit the people then. So we in Focus 1,000, we get the capacity and people then we can able engage the beneficiaries of these health services through sensitization. Now that make we work with other partners in the communities like religious leaders, partners in the communities with other civil society organizations where they deal with body business, and we also they deal with media people then group like Una for able to sensitize people then.
Okay, we therefore talk about intervention in the fight against COVID-19, but you position as head of research and policy evaluation Focus 1,000 very much important when it comes to policy communication. When you look at the thing we're not up for, we're now for picking and survive from day 1 to 1,000 days. Now we look at the survival rate of Pikin Mornin Salone from research office.
We find out say we know they do research in relationship for find out how many people then they die or survive. There are specific agencies. If you go to the Ministry of Health, the Directorate of Planning, Policy and Information, now then they work with Statistics Australian for able to do that. And they can get this information through censuses. Or they can get the information through some household surveys where they call demographic and health surveys. But when we get that information from the people then, now we they use that as evidence. So one of our strategies in Focus 1,000, now evidence-based. We use data for appeal to the government and other body agencies for use this data where they don't get, for appeal to them for provide appropriate services, sometimes for provide the resources in terms of human beings, in terms of money, so that they will have enough resources for able to fight the disease.
Okay, looking at when know they do a research, but when I can get hold of then research them we the body them we government specified or they for do that. Whose percentage or accurate infant mortality rate in Salone?
Well, I think say the latest data we don't come from DHS 2019, definitely less than 90 per 1,000 live births. And I can't now tell you exactly the exact figure, but less than that. You find out, say, over the years, probably 10 years or even more than that, one of we areas then with people that be no Salone but for say picking them, particularly infants and under 5 were dying. Sometimes they were dying 3 out of 1,000. So you find out, no, 300 out of 1,000. So over the years, with the intervention of the Ministry of Health and its other partners, that death don't count down. However, as they count down, now so problems can come up, we can make again it go up. Like if we consider 2015, where Ebola came, we find out say infant mortality go up because of several reasons. Apart from the disease of Ebola, people they not be they use the services they now they're supposed to use, like for immunization. We find out say immunization nine are the thing that really help for if you not get immunized you picking now that will make them actually get the diseases then like measles, like polio, like TB and all that sort of thing where you go make them die. Again, probably I've been saying we know they do research. We do. Because the research where they talk about, the big researches then like housing and population census on demographic health surveys, we know they do on that in a big survey. However, we they do some surveys where they bring information to the government and implementing partners. In 2015, in fact 2014, 2015, where Ebola came, we as a group, we are the first set of partners. We do research where they call knowledge, attitude, and practice surveys for no waiting people then perceive but Ebola, waiting at their attitude towards preventing themselves from Ebola, and waiting at the thing then where then they do. Similarly, where this coronavirus can, mid-March, we are again the first organization. We do a national survey across the country in all the 14 districts where we try to do that.
Okay.
And the information we will get, we done the work with the Ministry of Health for able to develop strategies for try for prevent the disease.
Okay, we can look at the activities there. So as that not the focus of the program, we the intervention of Focus 1000 inside the fight against COVID-19 in as much as they deal with picking them survival and the mama them, we can look on intervention in that regard. The program they listen to now well body talk where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, and inside the edition of the program they talk to Paul A. Senge in the head of research and evaluation at the Focus 1000. They talk about the intervention inside the fight against COVID-19. If you just join, we can go on our Facebook page and drop your comments and send message to the number 077-981-981, 077-981-981. We go read the text message and we go open the phone line as time they go inside the program. I come again to my studio guest, Mr. Senge. You talk about Focus 1000 and work and self-voting now in our latest interventions in the fight against COVID-19. Take listeners then through some of our activities them as part of our support to the government in the fight against COVID-19.
Yes, between 2020 in March, as we just done the say coronavirus done the Bokuna the world, and it don't even the try for Mornin Salone, because that time then they in fact will not be don't get any case yet. We've been the say case then don't begin can at the western region of Africa, specifically with Mano River Union countries of Guinea and Liberia. We not wait. In fact, this time we'll do one quick, better than the time we will do one in Ebola. We go ahead and do what we call knowledge, attitude, and practice assessment of people then, where they across all the district. What do? We identify 1,400 households from the different districts, for try for know, hey, this disease here we don't can. Una don't hear about it. And if una don't hear about it, you think say you dey at risk of getting the disease. And if you know say you get at risk of getting the disease, what did they do for prevent yourself? Who then are the group of people then where you get for listen to? If they get for give you any information about how for prevent this disease. We collect that information, and that information we will get on, we can go to the Ministry of Health Emergency Operations Center, and we are part of the group of people then with the Ministry of Health, partners then, with the Ministry of Health they work with, and we present this report to them. And based on that, some of the messages then will they come out now. Now from the evidence where we get, from what the people they know, what are their attitude in terms of prevention of that disease then they, and what they get for do for able so say, even if the disease can at the country, it not go be worse like the time where Ebola been come.
We look at the survey where una say una do. What una find out about people understanding about COVID-19 and then cooperation with the laws of the COVID-19?
About the understanding. By the time the disease they can yourself, the information don't go all over the world. In fact, when we ask 9 out of 10 people then, over 90% of the people then, we don't hear about coronavirus. That was good. In fact, the only district where been there a little bit low was the Eastern Province districts. Kenema, Kailaon, and Kono. We now been 8. But that one we can still consider it as high because they don't hear about the disease. So then we begin now say, well, who's how they get this information from? How not they hear this information? A lot of them again, 6 out of 10 people then say then they hear from radio. Again, 6 out of 10 say then they hear from the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. You find out say we focus 1,000, we there at the level of community. The community people they not be done begin hear about this, or will not be done engage our partners yet. So we ask, whether we partners then, the religious leaders then, the market woman then, the even media, where they now, their community radios, when they hear about this, it was very low. That time, this was between March 16 and March 27 of this year. They not be done get that kind of information from then sources of religious leaders, traditional healers, market women, and community radios. So we realize, say, well, this is going to be a big point where we get for carry go to the ministry. For say, if our traditional healers, our religious leaders, and our community radios are the sources where they close to the communities, if they are not going to sensitize the communities about the outbreak of this coronavirus, it will be a problem. So the Ministry of Health take that one. Now we ask, this disease, you don't hear it say, it don't come at the world. But you, personally, you think, say, you they at risk of getting this disease? That one was low, eh? But could people then not be feel say then they at risk? But who side been surprised with most? Now Western Urban District, we bring where would they fit them? Only 4 out of 10 people then where we interview, now then think say then they great at risk.
So what in the people, what in the tell when I say then so confidence that they know they at risk?
That was the confidence. First of all, this year we don't get Ebola, we don't know what it for do. So we realize that overconfidence. Now you can see even the result where they come out, Western Urban has proven that overconfidence where they been get, now they show now through the result. Like I tell you, say focus 1,000, when we they advocate, when we they sensitize, we they base on results, evidence where they come. So I just want to appeal again to we people then, now Western Urban, as well as everybody in the country, that overconfidence in terms of preventing a problem like this, no go ahead. Now for able for follow waiting na the directives, waiting at the advice, we must have sabi people then, including the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Information, then the give, and of course government leaders.
Okay, you name na Paul A. Senge, Director of Research and Evaluation of Focus 1000. Inside the program today, Well Body Talk, they talk about the intervention of Focus 1000 inside the fight against COVID-19. As he say, the Ebola term will make the infant mortality rates will go up in the country. But waiting Salone stand for or how Salone go prevents the rate of infant mortality making it go up during this COVID-19. Now we next area of discussion and serve the key role in the play as partners then to Minister of Health and Sanitation. Now we next focus area inside the program Well Body Talk. We'll go for a short break. We'll come to continue the program Well Body Talk.
Koro, COVID-19, koro koro. COVID-19 nakila koro, COVID-19 koro koro, COVID-19 nakila koro, COVID-19 koro koro, corona killing everywhere. Salone rise up, together as one, rise up. Let we stop the spread of corona, coronavirus nakila. We all say together we all for better. Coronavirus nakila. We all say no to politics, let we all better. Coronavirus nakila. Officer Jack, I say, coronavirus, na killer. It don't kill possible, na killer. It bad possible, na killer. It don't spread possible, na killer. It don't kill possible, na killer. It don't kill possible, koro. COVID-19, koro koro. COVID-19, na killer, koro. COVID-19, koro koro. COVID-19, na killer. Coronavirus quick for spread. And this is how it can spread. If you shake hands with an infected person, you go get them. Yeah. If you touch anything, we get them. You don't catch them. Yeah. When you touch the virus, you don't contaminate your hand. If you don't wash your hand before you touch your face, you go get them, mama. If you don't sanitize your hand before you touch your nose, you go get them, papa. If you don't wash your hand before you touch your eye, you go get sister. If you don't sanitize your hand before you touch your mouth, you go get brother. What we for do? Wash me hand with soap and water. We all for wash me hand. Corona they pass. Sanitize me hand. We for always sanitize me hand. We just say coronavirus. Now killer. We all say together we all for better. Coronavirus. Now killer. We all say no to politics. Let we all better. Coronavirus. Now killer. Immigration officer Jack, I say coronavirus. Now killer. It don't kill possible. Now killer. It bad possible. Now killer. It don't spread possible. Now killer. It don't kill possible. Now killer. It don't kill possible. Koro. COVID-19. Koro koro. COVID-19. Now killer. Koro. COVID-19. Koro koro. COVID-19. Now killer. These are the signs and symptoms of COVID-19. And you go to cough, you go get fever, your body go tired, you go to breathe like coulda get asthma, pneumonia go enter na you 2 lungs, your nose go run snot, you go to sneeze, you go get sore throat. Ooh, yeah. It's time to be conscious, take precautions, follow government instructions, and save Mama Salone. You don't go sit down now. Corona no go sit down now. Cabinet Kalonse. You no go sit down now. Corona no go sit down now. Baba di camera say. You no go sit down, sit down, sit down. You no go sit down, sit down, sit down. You no go sit down, sit down, sit down. You no go sit down. Odesila, talk back now.
Yes, indeed. Corona no go Sidonaya sound and of Big Joe inside the program Well Body Talk where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. If you just join we, the program now Well Body Talk. Me where they bring you this edition of the program Well Body Talk, Musa is Kamara and my name. And inside the edition of the program Well Body Talk, I get the head of research and policy evaluation na Focus 1000. Paul A. Senge, we therefore talk about the intervention of Focus 1000 on the fight against COVID-19. I'll come back to you after that break. Earlier, we did talk, say, the Minister of Health and Sanitation being Pikuna as one of the partners them in the fight against COVID-19. What kind of service una did render to the government at this time?
Well, the service we would render to government, you know, say Ministry of Health and Sanitation, they get facilities, they get workers in the peripheral health units. But they're not there in every community. But I just don't tell you, say, we they work with partners in the community, both religious leaders, with traditional healers, we they work with market women then, we they work with even media group. We have formed a group where we call Comrade Network. Of course, you know, say Comrade means somebody where they take care of Peking there and the mommy there. But this is a network where we think, say, where we get information from the Ministry of Health, we pertain to our body business. Apart from the Ministry of Health, where then they manage the problem then, where they can at the peripheral health units, we now the group of people then, where they carry the message go to the beneficiaries, the mama then, the papa then, even the Peking then, how for use the services, and waiting there now the facilities then, where they need for go, forget, and how forget them. So we don't work, what would they do with the Ministry of Health? We are going to say we are ambassadors of the Ministry of Health for care the messages then, for encourage the communities for utilize the services. So with specific reference to the fight against coronavirus, apart from we government don't set a body headed by Kelly Conte, we have the Ministry of Health, where they deal with health security and emergency, with the Freetown, headed by one of them big doctors. So they don't form a group and network of partners then, where would they go discuss how we for care this message go? What in the message then we will get for care go? What should be a uniform message? Message we supposed to care go to the people then, so that it not going to be something way contradictory. Now uniform message we will get for care to the people then. So as I don't tell you, say, we don't work now with we own partners as religious leaders. In fact, one of the things that we can at the place, we say, are you go able, you say you're not there at risk of this disease. Why you think say you're not there at risk? Most people then, 6 out of 10 people then say, they're going to be protected by God. Oh yes, if that is the case, then we now use the religious leaders, both Muslims and Christians, for go back into the religious books and try for interpret how for prevent some of these diseases will become a problem in the community. Since now they own heard then, where then they listen to. So if the people then tell and say, for let them adhere to the information where government don't give for care go to them, we believe say we'll have more chance for get that. Some people then, again, they've been sitting down, like mainly in Freetown, we don't even get the disease yet. So we are not at risk. So now we're going to let the people that know say the disease don't come at the country. A day among the midst of we. So therefore, we suppose again for listening to waiting government, they tell we how for avoid the disease. We know say government they do certain things like quarantining people, then they isolate them. There are certain things where we whether na me person they don't quarantine, they don't go na the quarantine home, what me supposed to do? So that they are not going to the place and bring back the disease now home.
When you look at the people and perception against COVID-19, where they interact with people, most times can say, corona not the salon. And if you been the salon self, look where they keep people in Italy, but people for don't die. Instead una research, una get anything like that?
For say waiting at the perception?
Yes.
Well, I don't say one of them, now the fact that well since the disease not done can yet, therefore they don't think they will die if we come. However, we don't message we would give them now for like you don't get the disease. Not even for treatment. Because some people then say, hey, if they say treatment not they then waiting at the use for let go hospital or find out. So that perception there for say if vaccination not there for them or treatment not there for them, so when me I don't left me own to God, not acceptable. Because even though we know say there is no vaccination for the disease, the coronavirus, but there are certain, when you get a thing, other diseases and the way they interfere with them. You know? Supposing you get pneumonia, we get treatment for pneumonia. So if you sit down, you don't go hospital, and then you may die of pneumonia. So those are the things. Sometimes, in fact, we don't really say sometimes you get a disease, there's possibility diarrhea go inside, plasmatic diarrhea. So if you not go for that and stop that diarrhea there, there is possibility you go die. But also what I want to tell people then, now the country, if I say, unlike Ebola, this disease here is not as fatal as Ebola.
What do you mean?
What I mean by that, if 10 people then get this disease then, we don't realize say over 8 people then they survive. So there is a very good chance for say if you take prompt action when they don't test you for say you get this disease, those underlying conditions then we man can get, whether it was coronavirus or not. Definitely I can get pneumonia, I can get shortness of breath, I can get hypertension, all those things where you get. That will be the time now for let you go hospital, for let them treat you properly. Because you will now be dying of those underlying conditions. And now that make, we believe, say, the perception of you say, hey, the disease not in my community yet, but you can go out and get the disease. They don't begin tell we say, let wear the face mask. And now as I sit down, I register somebody even can't give me face mask free. I really want to tell you, we say, even you hair tie, you able to tie and like we will get and so over your face for let you not get the disease. So this idea of saying nobody not go force me for wear mask, also that is an attitude. It's a perception we will not supposed to take.
When I do this survey at a time where corona not the salon.
No.
Right?
Yes.
So now we look at we don't get corona as we talk now. The cases, we don't get 64 cases, 10 don't recover, and also 1 dead. Whose points I wanna get inside when research wanna been do? Where the points at this rate of corona cases the more they record now?
Good. So what will they do? There is forms of research we go help say una they improve or una not they improve. What we do now be the first research we will call baseline. We have decided in Focus 1000 every 2 months we they go back and go to the communities back in this country for begin ask questions relating to again their knowledge, their attitude, and the behavior now that the disease don't come. Let us say whether there has been any significant difference between that baseline and the time we will do the survey. We have decided to be doing it every 2 months. So now that go make we gauge whether people their attitude is improving or not. Sometimes the time we will be doing where they know say the disease not been there, sometimes they be left-handed. Now that we don't realize that the disease there, and in fact one person said will die, now a problem in a community. In fact, the 64 people then where they don't identify, where they don't identify for say they get the disease, now a problem in the community. All right, we say how many don't survive? 8?
10.
10. We thank God for that. In fact, we want all of them to survive. So, in effect, to let them all survive, first of all, there are they say they believe, say God will protect them. They should continue praying. But at the same time, they should continue doing the things the way they say we're supposed to do. Like, we make sure, say, we wash with hands, with soap. It doesn't have to be liquid soap. Every soap, once it go able foam. So now you hose, you suppose to get, hopefully we'll get water.
Okay. Earlier we start for talk, but the function or the work of Focus 1000, when are they for picking them and woman them? Now una work focus around and any intervention una get for do na for see say una prevent them. But at the same time, you mentioned say during Ebola term, what be happen the rate of infant mortality where Salone been done they do well increase. Now we don't get corona. What's in our observation regarding that?
We have not now gone to do the second survey. But we don't begin here. Say some people then say they not they go hospital. If you not go hospital, particularly with you young picking less than 5 years, specifically less than 1 year, forget the vaccines, that's going to be a problem. That means say the picking forget those diseases where they get where even coronavirus not been there. So in effect, you should not stop going to the hospital because when you go there, not today, people then will get the coronavirus disease day. They have identified specific areas whose side they don't identify people then will get coronavirus for go. But your community facility, hospital, where nobody know the way they exhibit the signs of coronavirus, there is no reason for let you stay at home for the picking a need maclate, you know go get maclate. If you have a pregnant woman, a belly woman, where is supposed to go to hospital for let them nurse they begin testing whether that in belly they progress properly up to the time where you get for born, you not do that. The time where you get for go born, there will be what to call an at risk of having a safe delivery. So we believe say we want to tell the people there. And that is the thing now we don't tell we own partners then for go into the community. For again, allay the fears of everybody for say, don't add up to the problem of coronavirus by not going to the hospital when you need it.
You say una can do the second survey for ascertain whether people they go to hospital, but una meant to understand that. But by observation, una notice anything like that, say people they need to turn up again for clinic better and below man they go na hospital for boutique treatment.
Actually, me specifically, I have not observed that. But you know, say Salone man, there is always a way of spreading quickly a bad rumor. And I have not observed that, and the Ministry of Health people, they not don't tell you it. However, even if a day in the mind of anybody, for say this disease we don't come, and now they go hospital again, that means say you they make the problem worse. Because if the disease where they get, we not to coronavirus, now hospital then get for menu, you not go there, that time the problem will become greater upon you. We may not observe that yet, but it could be because during Ebola, that's what people said. And that time, probably the people then get reason for say that. Because that Ebola was so infectious and the people that would be they deal with, the medical people that would be they manage the people then, they not been get the precaution then where they been they take. You find out say most of the health people then will die, they not been get the appropriate equipment and the dress where they been get. Right now, that is not the case. We believe, say, and we have been told, most of the treatment centers and even the hospitals who side the people then they go, whether there is corona or not, the healthcare workers are taking the appropriate precaution for dress properly for prevent the disease where they can.
But let's look at one scenario now we happened just this week. We say them being quarantined, so nurse then are the biggest picking referral hospital we na Oladurin hospital due to a contact tracing way they relate to them. You know, think say all this they create fear in the mind of comrade and say no, I need go to me picking hospital.
I know one for know this. I don't know, not I want. I don't know the specific details, but I was listening to the radio. Definitely, they not quash the nurses then for let them go do the test. In fact, in their good judgment, they are the ones who decided, I want to go and do the test. But when you go do the test, there is every reason that you get for wait until the result come. While they were waiting, those nurses, they not been get the requisite facilities the way they been want at that time then they. And of course, quickly, they go take their phone and begin talk to their company. I heard several statements. Hopefully, not all of them were correct. But the ones that they were correct, I think say the ministry don't take the appropriate action. Those who were found positive have been transferred to the appropriate quarantine centers and isolation centers. So me, if me not doctor or me not nurse, I for encourage people then for believe pan they work where they do. I cannot spread the rumor of fear. If I do that one day, that time then I know they even get me young clientele which supposed to come to me.
Okay, the program you listen to now, well, body talk where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Members say, well, body talk they come to you every Thursday from 1 to 2 o'clock, and we talk about in them way they Hamburg Motorman in Well Body 1. This program and the edition inside the program Well Body Talk, we talk to Paul A. Senge, Director of Research and Evaluation of Focus 1000, where they talk about the intervention of Focus 1000 and the fight against COVID-19. And me will bring you this edition of the program Well Body Talk. Musa Eskamara and my name. As I promised earlier, now time now make open the phone line on 0779819881, 0779819881, now the number for call and make a contribution inside the program Well Body Talk, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. 0779819881 the number for call and make a contribution. You can call and make comment or ask questions to the Director of Research and Evaluation of Focus 1000. Anything we get for do with the Kingdom Well Body One, now then work that now Focus 1000. 0779819881 the number for call and make a contribution inside the program. We get a call on the line. Good
Hi.
That's the name I said call from.
Good afternoon. This is my Fourier SS Mansari. I call from New York.
Okay, from New York. What's in your contribution?
I got a few questions for Mr. Senge, and also one maybe highlight some of the challenges and we currently face for combat COVID-19. Mr. Senge, when I representative from Focus 100, I think then they deal with picking then and lactating mothers. First of all, I guess for decide for speak English or speak in a local language when I create so people then go get exactly what they say. You understand? And then from statistics, the world statistics, we don't know say picking them, they're not too vulnerable for COVID. What do I mean by that? Young baby, they want infants, when are young target population where maybe in the organization focus group, not of vulnerable people then for COVID. What do I mean by that? Because if you look at speaking them when infants, then they not get compromised immune system. So then they not become vulnerable to COVID. You don't understand? COVID kill people more. We get compromised immune system, we don't get underlying diseases. They're more vulnerable for die of COVID than people that we get a well-built immune system where it not get any compromised immune system. So if I let them maybe intensify maybe them sensitization around the myths of COVID, you understand? And then also, how many communities then we Focus 100 the work, and how many districts then we them cover right now? And if so, within then target population na Salone, is it that they work na the entire country, or then because of the project design then just they cover a few districts then and start a number of communities then? Then one. Two, I would just give specific advice to the country, being that I in a state in America where na the epicenter for COVID-19, coronavirus in America, we're in New York City. And then we all know, if you look at the fatality rate, you look at the exponential cases then of COVID, New York City get the highest. It accounts for almost half of American cases and deaths in the entire 50 states in America. And one of the best practices and way the governor put in place, and where we don't adopt, we don't help New Yorkers and for make sure we able withstand and also able mitigate the spread of COVID and also the fatality rate. One, the reason we make New York get one of the highest fatality rates and high cases of coronavirus in the entire United States, now because New York City or New York State is a cosmopolitan state. What I mean by that, they are one of the most diverse states in the world. One of the most diverse states in America, where you get different nationalities there. And if you look New York, people that we don't visit now, they know say na one of the states, na state where get a nickname, say the city that never sleeps. 24 hours, New York, they walk around the clock. And New York overcrowded with people then, na crosswalk, people that we just walk on the street, they bump into themselves every now and then on a normal basis. If you go to the subway, we'll call the train, or some people that can take train for commute around New York or go to other states then, you will see people that know they up. If you go to the subway underground, people are overcrowded there. And if you also look at elevators, you see tons of people that wait for elevators and for go from one building to another. And if you look at the apartment, then, you know, these are all the factors that we make, and the coronavirus, the high rate in New York and deaths in New York than any other place where they think of now, America right now. Waiting at some of the systems the world don't put in place now, you have to make sure say we mitigate the spread and also cut on the death rates over the past couple of weeks or months. One, we did the social distancing. You understand? It's very, very important for let people and practice social distancing. And one thing why to appeal to people in a salon, now for make sure so then they self-discipline. If people are not get self-discipline, then neglect COVID-19, it affect them, because if you look at the incubation period between person-to-person contact from 3 to 4 days for able to infect somebody, and if you look at the incubation period within that process where you don't get COVID, it's where you go begin the signs and symptoms now from 10 to 14 days. So just think about that. You don't get in contact with somebody who get COVID within 2 or 3 days. You don't get infected. You don't project any signs and symptoms until 14 days. The possibility for yourself able to transmit this disease to other person a day. Then you get people that when are asymptomatic, people that will get infected, we know they show any signs and symptoms disease. So what do they mean? It means the people then for try as best as possible for social distancing themselves from other people and also
Okay, we don't lost that caller day from New York. Plenty thank you where you take your time and call on we local line from New York and make a contribution and ask plenty questions there. Inside the program that shows how really democracy they go as we don't take the global platform. The number is 077981981. The number for call and make a contribution inside the program. The program are well body, so could they pick few calls and drop the phone line? We get a call on the line. Good afternoon, I'm call from. Okay, what's the contribution?
The contribution is that Mr. Senge attend and Senki, you must attend at 2020 for this kind of program here. Mr. Senge is the job of the doctor there. They are protected. What about the contact area that we not field, we not the school, the pro area there? They're not protected. Yes, they're not the way they are out. They work out the street. When they go to the area outside the quarantine, they go to the area outside the quarantine. They don't get gases, they don't get fluffs, they don't get sanitizers, they don't get nothing they wear. That's what they go on with. You see, the supervisor they work out the street, they don't even go to the system. So outside the quarantine area, they put it at the system. They don't get my go inside. Now, who they go, the people they go inside the area, they go to the social quarantine, and they go to have social school. Why the government would do so? Why the people the means of heading of the do so? They say they're more taking them over. They're more taking them.
Okay. Well, the program now will body talk. One more call, we drop the phone line 0779819881 number for call and make a contribution inside the program. The program now will body talk will come to you from the Society for a Democracy 98.1 FM 0779819881. Now the number for call and make a contribution inside the program. The program now will body talk, and inside the edition of the program will body talk. We talk to Paul Esenge, Director of Research and Evaluation, now Focus 1000. We got a call on the line. Good afternoon, where you call from?
Yeah, sorry, I think I run out of card. This is my food assessment again. I've been in the middle of from a few points then.
You make your point quickly because we not get better time again. We close down the program.
Okay, maybe for the government in your side, we have advice with the Ministry of Health and Sanitation for doing Salone government. At this particular point in time, I don't know how can they in terms of capacity for do like a robust test. Because if you do like mass testing, then we will know for how many people are not getting infected already. You isolate then do contact tracing and try for mitigate the spread. So with the appeal to the government, we know this is a very challenging time, and especially for developing countries, then we not get the resources for curtail COVID. But the few funds they don't get, let them make sure so they provide PPE, then personal protective gear then for health workers then, because then are the frontline workers then they deal with people that we infected directly. And then we get limited human resource now the health care, if finally them provide personal protective gears for all the health workers then within a different centers and hospitals, whether peripheral health units or any health centers then, because then they deal with people we directly sick with the COVID. If they do that, they go find, and also if they intensify then testing, they go find. Let not only do at Freetown level, let them spread them out to different districts and across the country. They do a robust testing. I don't know how many kits they get test kits the nation get right now, but then one way they do it is identify people and we get the disease and isolate them, put them.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution inside the program. We're sorry we get for drop the phone line because we not get better time again. We come to Paul Esenge for respond to the questions there quickly.
Yeah, quickly, I think the man we ask questions from New York. Nice, he get a chance for know some of the signs, symptoms, and whether the thing they affect. Our intervention here is not to know whether the thing they affect most, because we don't know that yet. We also know, say, the people that we get underlying causes, now then the disease they affect most. But we in Focus 1000, we deal with everybody. The mama, the pikin, the papa. Hopefully the mama and the papa, they not get the COVID disease. But if they get on, unfortunately they die, that pikin we they take care of, or we get problem. So therefore, we they go and talk to people then for take care of themselves, not only for their young pikin then, but for themselves, for able to make sure, say, then prevent themselves from this disease. The time when we do the survey, we do one at all the districts. And I have told you, we interviewed people then from over 1,400 households. So in effect, that was a representative sample from the people then. The time when we do the survey, nobody not don't get the disease yet. But that time the whole world we don't get about 30,000. Even that New York where they talk about, at the moment 252,000 people then now they don't get the disease. And 14,000 people then, 14,800 people then don't die as of today. So I just want to tell you, say, we also have knowledge of the information where you get in New York. Hopefully, the next time where I go to talk, I go to try for do well for me crew where they talk. Okay. Hopefully, the people then go there where they talk.
Okay.
Our PHU staff, where they deal with the people then, now the quarantine centers. I think say the ministry personnel don't hear it. I believe say they not they neglect them. I hope say all those people in the quarantine centers and the isolation centers where then they deal with them problem, yeah, they go give them the appropriate clothing and resources we go make themselves then they not get the disease. That test we then talk about mass testing, we not don't talk about that yet because the government don't say only people then where they present with the signs and symptoms of coronavirus where they test then now then go get this one also. So I believe say the district emergency operation centers now all the 14 or 16 districts within the country they don't put things in place for able for prevent this.
Quick one, another question they ask you: how most districts the Muna operate and?
I've just told you we are operating in all the districts in the country, and we are working with what we call district coordinators in all the districts. Then they work with the with the DHMTs and all the other people there, and also we have other partners where we call community partners of religious leaders. We also deal with market women. Then we deal with traditional healers.
Okay.
So in effect, we are across the country.
Okay, thank you very much for coming inside the program. In your name now, Paul Esenge, Director of Research and Evaluation. Now, Focus 1000. He been there inside the program Well Body Talk for talk about the intervention of Focus 1000 and the fight against COVID-19. As he say, this now because during the Ebola outbreak, plenty people being shy away from the hospital will make the infant mortality rate go up, and they call on comrades and Bella woman them not for shy from the hospital for make the infant mortality rates not go up during this COVID-19 and post-COVID-19. Plenty thank you. We can say the program Well Body Talk.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, now this edition of the program Well Body Talk, they left you plenty thank you to my engineer on duty, Sugarcane, and Moses Kavura. We make Kuna see we live on Facebook, and me will bring you this edition of the program. Musa is Kamara and my name. Well Body Talk, they come to you next week Thursday and with same time, same station with different topic. Musa S. Kamara, they say bye-bye. They left you with this sensitization song of Big Joe.
Koro, COVID-19, Koro, Koro, COVID-19, Nakila, Koro, COVID-19, Koro, Koro, COVID-19, Nakila, Koro, COVID-19, Koro, Koro, Corona killing everywhere, Salone rise up.